from Bengaluru to Mumbai to Chennai. Pothole pandemonium in India's mega cities. When will government act?
You're watching 5 Live. I'm Nabila Jamal. Pothole menace that's plagued several metropolitan cities, including Mumbai, Bangalore, and many other parts of Kerala. I'm going to take you through snippets of that. The headlines first. UP government crackdown on Waqf land grab after madrasas. Yogi government now to survey Waqf properties, seeks survey report in 1 month's time. AIMIM claims a bigger NRC being prepared. Govt breaks his silence over Congress presidential poll, says ready for twin posts, that of Congress chief and chief minister. Sachin Pilot says he's ready to be the Rajasthan chief minister if the party decides. And mega India Today impact accused investigated by India Today in Bengal cash for job scam named in the ED charge sheet. Comedian Raju Srivastava passes away at 58. The comedy king was admitted to AIIMS on August 10th after suffering a massive heart attack while gymming on August 10th. Over 200 people protest outside Hindu temple in England's Smethwick. Protesters chant Allahu Akbar. Incidents come to light close on the heels of clashes that erupted in Leicester after India-Pak cricket match. Right now, the pothole menace continues to plague mega cities, all the way from Bengaluru, Chennai, Mumbai to cities in Kerala. Bumpy roads have really become a recurring nuisance, which continues to claim lives. In fact, in just the recent past, hundreds of deaths reported in these few cities alone. We're looking at this becoming a growing nuisance, a bout of rains and all the city's infrastructure completely exposed. Let's take a quick look at this detailed report.
Potholes that kill and maim. From Tamil Nadu to Karnataka to Jharkhand, civic apathy is a common curse suffered by cities across India. In the latest incident of negligence, a motorcyclist in Chennai fell into a deep pit dug for stormwater drainage. 33-year-old Vasudevan was reversing his bike but couldn't gauge the unevenly dug pit. The software engineer, a resident of Adambakkam, would consider himself lucky to escape with minor bruises. In Mumbai, the country's financial capital, potholes are not just a nuisance for commuters. This year, 154 people have died in road accidents, some of which were caused by potholes.
Most of these potholes have resulted in instantaneous deaths where the two-wheelers have not been able to tell in terms of how deep these potholes are that are most of the times filled with water. Once they go over this, their vehicles overturn and a heavy vehicle coming behind them crushes them or goes over them almost instantly, killing them like I mentioned earlier.
The BMC, the richest civic body of India, recently slapped a fine of 3,66,000 rupees on the Lal Bagh Raja committee for creating 183 potholes during Ganeshotsav. Bengaluru, recently hit by heavy rain waterlogging, is also plagued by apathy. Angry citizens are blaming BBMP officials for the mess.
गाड़ी जाने के टाइम में बहुत मुश्किल है, बारिश आने के लिए पूरा टूट जाता है। उस दिन एक आदमी उधर गिर के पूरा उसको एक्सीडेंट होके लेफ्ट हैंड ऑफ पे टूट लिया।
13 people died in Bengaluru over the last 5 years due to potholes. Fed up by the neglect, citizens are taking up creative methods to register their protests. In Jharkhand, Congress MLA Deepika Pandey Singh sat down on a muddy road and bathed in its water, demanding the repair of National Highway 133.
और इस रोड का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट माध्यम से हम लोगों को ये जानकारी हुई कि किसी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को दिया है। इसका काम जल्द क्यों नहीं शुरू हो रहा? मैं इस गंगा जल में से आज सुबह स्नान किए हैं और जब तक यहाँ पर काम शुरू नहीं होता हम यहाँ से नहीं उठ करके जाने वाले।
In Kerala, a bride has taken the internet by storm after a video of her photo shoot at a pothole-filled road went viral. The woman was clad in a beautiful red sari and walked across the road with several potholes. Be it Jharkhand or Chennai, pothole menace is proving deadly for citizens. With Priyanka Rudrappa and Dave Kotak, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, these pothole menace, in fact, has really taken lives of a number of people across these metro cities, and that's why we're here to bring you a quick highlight, taking you through the number of deaths and accidents that have taken place in just the recent past. The last few years, the situation has become a lot more dire, and one can only imagine how angry citizens are considering that we're all taxpayers. Just until June this year, 2022, just until June, we're looking at least 15,433 road accidents that have been reported in India, out of which 154 people have lost their lives. And then back in 2021, at least 2,230 road accidents reported with a whopping 376 deaths owing to potholes. And then rewind back to 2020, 1,812 road accidents reported with 337 deaths that have been reported. And then going back to 2019, 2,872 road accidents and 470 deaths. So in terms of the road accidents, we're seeing a steady increase over the last few years. Absolutely shameful, considering we were hoping that there would be more international infrastructure when it comes to metro cities as the years go by. But clearly here we are seeing a decline in terms of infrastructure, at least good, healthy infrastructure for people to comply on the streets. Let me cut across to Mustafa Sheikh as well as Shibi Moore. Mustafa joining us from Mumbai, Shibi from Kerala. Mustafa, over to you first. Today we hear that the BMC has cracked down on the Ganesh committee, the Lal Bakcha Raja Ganesh Utsav committee for carrying out these pompous celebrations, because of whom they believe that at least 180 potholes have been created. So 3.6 lakhs, they fined the Lal Bakcha Raja Ganesh Utsav committee. But otherwise, we see rampantly potholes in Mumbai, which have not been attended to over the years, and that's claimed many lives. And today when we see the statistics, we are shocked and appalled to see that many lives have been taken away because of mere laxities by the civic body. Tell us, what action is the BMC really taking at this point?
Clearly, Nabila, fining Ganesh Utsav Mandals is just one part of the problem, because during the festival they dig up pits which lead to potholes. But other than that, the civic infrastructure has been apathetic in and around Mumbai. Not only potholes, if you see the surfacing of roads, for example, we are in Ballard Pier, and if this is a utility duct, you can see here the tar road, and it's an uneven road, and this are the dangerous patches for a biker, and if you lose balance on this edge, it leads to your fall. And these are such, be it potholes, be it engineering faults like one of these, which are leading to deaths among people who ride bikes especially, and also the four-wheeler accidents which are taking place. So all over Mumbai, because it has rained in the last 4 months, all over Mumbai you will find potholes, you will find uneven roads, you will find the problems in the designing of the roads, leading to bottlenecks, leading to accident spots. So these are problems which have been there in Mumbai for years, but even now, after spending crores of rupees, if you look at Mumbai Municipal Corporation's yearly budget for road repairs, it's about 3,000 crores. So 3,000 crores yearly budget, 5,000 crores special project launched by Eknath Shinde, who's saying that in the next 2 years there will be no such problem of potholes on roads in Mumbai. We'll have to wait and see what happens to that claim. But clearly, year after year, there have been complaints. There are accidents, especially on on highways during monsoon, bikers lose life, but no, there is no action which has been taken by the civic agencies. The pothole persists. There is only what we can say patchwork done, but even once again, if it rains heavily, that too, turns into a muddy area, which again leads to accidents. So these have been claims over the years, but as of now, it is very dangerous for the bikers, especially in Mumbai, to ride a bike during monsoon. Back to you.
And the irony here is that Mumbai rains almost through the year. And that's a similarity even with coastal Kerala as well. Shibi, Kerala, round the year almost, we're seeing rains there. And despite knowing very well that this is a zone that sees heavy monsoons, the Kerala government, successive governments for that matter, have failed to really act on potholes in their city. And the visual that we saw today of that bride getting onto the streets and doing a photo shoot on pothole-riddled roads came as a huge mockery to the government indeed.
Well, Nabila, yes. In fact, in the last 2 months, we have seen a variety of protests, unique protests taken by the citizens of the state to question the government, like, what are you doing? There are a lot of potholes here, and it's very risky because in the last 2 months, 2 people lost their lives. And in fact, like you mentioned, after Kerala received heavy rainfall in the beginning of August, this issue came to limelight, and right after, once the rainfall came a little down, a person actually lost his life. And then even, in fact, last week on Friday, another person, after battling for his life for a month, he also lost his life. And in fact, the government has been continuously saying that the problem is with the contractors as well as the National Highway authorities because it comes under their control. But the Kerala High Court recently came really heavily on both the government and National Highway authorities, asking them, what are you doing? People, you're playing with the lives of people. You need to take this issue very seriously and look into the matter. And they also directed the National Highway Authority to take control, to look into all the roads under their control and take immediate measures. In fact, last month we saw protest by a man, he was taking bath in a pothole in front of his MLA in his constituency, saying that what is this? This is, there's water. We can actually grow fish here and all of that. And after that, a poster also sparked controversy when it said that come to theatres even if there are potholes to watch the film. And the latest is the bride taking out. When we spoke to the bride, she said that it was not planned. It was completely unplanned. But when we saw the condition of the road, we were like, let's do this because we have to use this technique of name and shame here. And
absolutely. And I thought, Shivi, that they did a fabulous job in bringing focus and highlighting the civic apathy there in Kerala. Possibly that it needed some humor for the authorities to act. And we're really hoping that this has led to the authorities to finally wake up at least. I'm hoping that road, at least that specific road that she was on, is going to be fixed ASAP. Now, stay with us. I'm going to cut across to a small, graphical representation here that I want to give you, our viewers here, on Karnataka and the situation in the city of Bengaluru and how dire the civic apathy there is. Looking at Karnataka and the deaths reported owing to potholes, in just the last year, 2 people have lost their lives owing to potholes. And this is a recurring problem. In 2021, 31 deaths reported owing to potholes. That's one, I can't even imagine what family members are going through. 2020, a year before that, at least 18 deaths were reported. 2019, 49 deaths were reported. And this report comes as per the NCRB. One can only imagine how families and people, tax-paying citizens, are receiving this piece of news. A whopping number of deaths owing to potholes. Healthy people, young students, many of them in Bengaluru who have lost their lives, and this comes as a story to us almost on a daily basis, which is why it leaves us upset that why isn't the civic body really waking up? Priyanka Rudrappa, at least election time in Karnataka, is there a real sincere attempt by the BBMP now to act on? No white topping anymore. We've got to see a real solution to this.
Nabila, Bengaluru's crumbling infrastructure has come into focus yet again. We saw this amid the incessant rains over the past few weeks, and the menace of potholes has also resurfaced. This is something the citizens of Bangalore have been grappling with over the years. They have raised the issue multiple times with the authorities. Now, even though they have raised this issue multiple times, and this has made headlines several times in the past, the BBMP, which is the city's civic body, has said that it has filled up over 2,000 potholes across the city so far. hour, and it has said that there are only about 221 potholes in the city. Now this is what the BBMP has informed the Karnataka High Court. Now the High Court has pulled up the civic body multiple times over the bad infrastructure of roads in the city. It has also given the civic body 10 days time to fill up all the potholes in the city. The BBMP has time and again sought time and said that it will act on this issue. But however, it remains to be seen what the civic body will do. We've seen multiple instances of accidents and deaths in the city due to these potholes. Just yesterday on the Sumnarli flyover, there also there was an incident was reported where a gaping hole came up on the flyover, right in the middle of a flyover, due to which metal rods could also be seen, and the road underneath could be seen because of that gaping hole right on the middle of a flyover. Now several areas in Bengaluru have reported these potholes, but the civic body is yet to take stern action against those responsible for this and needs to pull its socks up and act on this. Now, as Shibi said, citizens are coming up with innovative protests where a bride made a...
All that in Kerala, but Priyanka, can you tell us what's happening in Bengaluru? Turn around your cameras, show us what exactly is the situation on the streets there behind you.
This is quite a busy road. This is the Richmond town, and we also see that there are a lot of potholes here. There's heavy traffic movement in the area, but there are multiple potholes. There is waterlogging. There's overflowing of water from the drains as well, which has affected the movement of traffic. Now, this is not the only road where potholes are seen.
Yeah.
Several other major roads and arterial roads have reported
and what, Priyanka, we see the situation in Bengaluru, and the death toll owing to potholes in Bengaluru city has really left us upset. In fact, you're standing on Richmond town. That's the area where I stay as well, where I have a home. And I know this, despite it being an area right in the heart of the city, close proximity, barely a kilometer or two to where the BBMP office is. Despite that, we see potholes on a regular basis. You have two-wheelers there skidding off, losing their lives. This should come as a massive shame to the BBMP. We're really hoping, Priyanka, that ahead of elections, that's at least motivating them to act this time. Priyanka, thank you very much for joining us on that. All right, cutting across to some more news coming in from Karnataka. As the election showdown begins in the state, we're seeing this corruption charges there against the BJP put up by the Congress speaking. The Congress now upping the ante over the BJP, accusing them of being a 40% commission sarkar. Posters now have cropped up in Bengaluru with taking a jibe there. Congress has put out posters and those posters show the Congress taking a jibe at Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai. The posters there titled Pay Chief Minister. It says literally Pay Chief Minister along with a QR code that's placed on that poster. So if Bengalurians scan the QR code on their phones, then they are directed to the 40% Commission Sarkara website that was launched by the Congress recently for complaints. So people who want to complain about their the apathy in the state, then they can log on, they can get onto that QR code and and that will direct them to a website which the Congress has created. And people can lodge their complaints, so the Congress will help them fix this. This is the campaign launched by the Congress party under DK Shivkumar in Karnataka. So these posters were quickly taken down, though, by authorities after it went viral on social media. It's caused huge embarrassment for the Basuraj Bommai government. The Congress now has stepped up their attack on the BJP ahead of elections, calling the BJP 40% Sarkara. This is their campaign name. Now, ready to counter this 40% Sarkar jibe by the Congress, the Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai claims that he is prepared to debate the issue in the Assembly.
Karnataka Congress, which had protested in the floor of House against BJP government on the charges of 40% commission, today they have kick-started a campaign against the BJP government and Karnataka Chief Minister. They have put out the posters with a QR code which says Pay CM and 40% accepted here. And this kind of posters have been put out across the city, especially in main junctions. We are at Jaimal Extension, which connects Vidhan Saudha. On the other side of the road, you have all ministers' bungalow, and ministers and officials have to cross this particular road, and they have put out posters. Now the BBMP officials have reached, and now we can see they are tearing up this particular protest posters which has been put out in many parts of the city. And this comes after Congress have moved for an adjournment motion inside the assembly session on today. Remember, this particular QR code will take you to the website of Congress, which has launched of corruption charges against Mumbai government. And once you scan this particular QR code, you will be reaching to the website, and they have put out the list of corruption charges against a BJP government in the state of Karnataka. With a video journalist Shivu Sagairaj reporting for India Today, Bengaluru.
ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇದು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿರಬೇಕು. ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಿಗ್ರಹಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ನೈತಿಕವಾದಂಥ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಚರ್ಚೆನೇ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇವೆ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚೆಗೆ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾನು ಈ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸಭಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಗದಿತ ಸಮಯ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಗದಿತ 69ನಲ್ಲೋ ಎದರಲ್ಲೋ ತಾವು ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಮ್ಮದೇನು ಅಭ್ಯಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಅವರು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದು ಅವ್ರು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಸದನದಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
Known fact that today Karnataka government run by BJP is the most corrupt government in the state, in the country. And it is known fact that 40% commission is being taken for every small or big project the government is taking over. It is a known fact that substantive work is happening, and your roads which are laid as recently as 15-20 days, it washes out in the water.
Today, if you read it properly, the Pay CM campaign, it says that it is time to make the CM pay for their misgovernance. So it leads to all the scams that they have been involved in. Have they denied any of the scams? Isn't all of that under investigation? Are they ready to debate this in the House? They're not even ready to talk about it.
Their internal survey is also saying that they will not come to the power. Because of such things, they are doing such things. It is really bad for a Congress party which ruled the state and the nation for more than 50 years, stooping to such a level, bringing the democratic positions which has been respected by the people to this level.
All right, let me quickly come across to Sagai Raj, joining us live from Bengaluru. Sagai, this is certainly an innovative campaign come up by the Congress party in Karnataka. It seems like they're really stepping up their attack on the BJP, the incumbent government in the state. So tell us about this QR code campaign that they have carried out. It says Pay CM. Who's come up with this idea, and has it really clicked among the people of the state?
I don't know whether it has clicked among the people, but it has clicked among the media, where media has shown the kind of innovative idea the Congress have come up with. So if you try to go ahead and scan this particular QR code, immediately it goes to 40% Karnataka Sarkara. And in there, you can find Basavaraj Bommai's pictures and the website and the kind of corruption charges which has been alleged against Karnataka government. So this is a campaign which is being started by Karnataka government, by Karnataka Congress in the state of government against the BJP. And today, even the opposition party leader Siddaramaiah have moved an adjournment motion against 40% commission and have asked time to discuss about this. Speaker has said that there is no provision to discuss about this in any of the clauses, and that's when Chief Minister interfered and said that we are ready to discuss about this, and if we are not ready, definitely we are trying to run away from this particular topic. So we are not doing that, and he has requested Speaker to go ahead and give time for this place where they can go ahead and discuss on this particular allegation. But the question is how far the Congress will cash in the situation, because they are trying to come up with innovative campaign. They are trying to come up with various kinds of attack and several campaigns which has been floated by Congress party. But how far they can cash in the situation and get votes and convert it into votes ahead of 2023 election is a big question.
You know, but what we hear, as much as you say it may not have worked, whether or not it's clicked with the people, it certainly irked the BJP government, because we saw officials there swinging into action and tearing those posters down. So they have been quite bothered with this whole campaign. And Basraj Bommai, the Chief Minister, says, I'm ready to answer questions on this 40% Sarkar allegations in the Assembly. He did address the matter as well. Tell us what he said.
He went on to say that this particular campaign which is being done by the Congress is to malign his image as well as Karnataka government. So he has not spoken about it, but there is a press release which has been released by the Chief Minister's office about this Pay CM campaign which has been started by Congress. And talking about the discussion inside the Assembly, yesterday remember that the entire BJP leader came on the well and protested with the placards of 40% commission with the Chief Minister's photo and several other placards in the well. And later on, even the BJP tried to retaliate, and they also shouted slogans against the Congress and Rahul Gandhi, saying that it is the Congress which was corrupt and it is Rahul Gandhi who is a corrupt leader. So these kind of drama continues in the state of Karnataka, but we need to wait and watch when this particular discussion will happen. Will BJP come up with a counter scam or counter plan to attack the Congress is a big question, because what we get to learn is that BJP is also all set to table the report of Anwar Manapadi, the former Waqf Board chairman, who have alleged that several Congress leaders have been involved in the particular
scam.
Waqf
You know,
scam.
the Waqf issue is of course rocked India. In fact, UP as well now wanting to do a Waqf Board survey, a Waqf property survey. We're going to shift our focus on that on the other side of a short break. Sagai, thank you for now. But coming up next, massive political face-off there that's erupted over Yogi government's crackdown on Waqf properties. AIMIM has called the survey as mini NRC, only to harass Muslims. More details up next. Stay with us.
Arvind Kejriwal is on the campaign trail in Gujarat, one of the big upcoming elections. He said the Congress is finished.
You look at it on a larger, on a national scale, no, the Congress is not finished, you know, and this is coming from a party which has 0 Lok Sabha MPs right now.
Arvind Kejriwal is positioning himself as a potential challenger, if not in 2022, then in 2027.
One party who can take on the Congress at this point as the leading opposition in this country is
optics.
Kejriwal attempted something similar in Uttarakhand. Didn't quite work. Small state, didn't quite work. In Goa, yes, he got 6% of the vote, but the Congress was still substantially larger.
14, if he takes 14 Vidhan Sabha seats, this election in Gujarat, the Aam Aadmi Party would have done more than what they wanted to do. 14 is their figure.
Aam Aadmi Party is certainly a natural national replacement. This is what Raghav Chadha said, and I totally agree with him, because they've mostly wiped out the Congress in Delhi.
Rahul Gandhi actually given up on Gujarat completely. The fact remains he's spending 18 days in Kerala, only 2 days in Uttar Pradesh, and practically it's a splinter yatra that's going into Gujarat.
But actually the voters resonate with the Delhi model of governance pitch that they've been making in Punjab, similarly in Gujarat as well, because honestly speaking, what is the Delhi model of governance?
You know, I think Kejriwal sold this education health model of his, and these are two areas where Gujarat has traditionally been weak.
Delhi is Congress Mukt. Punjab Congress has been defeated. So Arvind Kejriwal is eating into the opposition votes or the Congress votes. Both these states he is successful. In the third state, Congress is in a disarray.
I would not write off any political party which has got 35 to 40% vote like the Congress completely. The Congress has a well-entrenched vote in Gujarat. Can AAP completely take that vote over in one election? We don't know. They did it in Delhi. But as I said, Delhi is not India.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
La sobriété et la solidarité européenne nous permettront d'éviter des coupures et des rationnements dans les cas de figure les plus pessimistes, comme un hiver particulièrement froid cumulé à des difficultés d'approvisionnement. Ces scénarios nous incitent à poursuivre notre stratégie, une sobriété choisie plutôt que des coupures subies, une solidarité européenne pour mieux résister à l'hiver.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
How about we tell you a story? And like every story, this one too has two sides. So far, familiar script, right? But wait, let's throw in a few surprises. And here are some insights that give you context. And the countdown has begun.
Right, another big decision by the Yogi government now. After madrasas, Waqf properties will also be surveyed. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has directed scrutinization and demarcation of Waqf properties across the state of Uttar Pradesh. This has, of course, led to a political slugfest, with the opposition now calling it the BJP's deliberate attempt to harass Muslims and divide the country. Here's a look.
Another furious UP face-off. After a survey of madrasas, the Yogi Adityanath government in Uttar Pradesh is scanning the Waqf board amid allegations of massive land grab and irregularities. A massive political war has erupted over the survey. The opposition calling it a divisive move.
सर्वे के खिलाफ हैं, सर्वे नहीं होना चाहिए और इस सरकार को केवल हिंदू मुस्लिम में उलझाना है। जो लोग दावा करते हैं $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी की, ये बताएं कि $1 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी क्या मदरसों में सर्वे होने से हो जाएगी?
अगर सर्वे कराने से कोई सच सामने आता है, वक़्फ की संपत्ति खाली होती है और उसको गरीब मुसलमानों को कहीं पर कुछ उसका लाभ पहुंचाया जा सकता है, सरकार की पवित्र मंशा है। लेकिन जो तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करते हैं, चाहे वो श्री अखिलेश जी या अन्य कोई नेता हो,
ये सर्वे वो कोई भी कराए, सरकार का अधिकार होता है। और जहाँ तक मैंने कुछ बयान पढ़े हैं, बहुत सारे जो मुस्लिम लीडर्स, उन्होंने इसको कहा भी है कि सर्वे होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल होना चाहिए, पर किसी भी द्वेष की भावना से नहीं होना चाहिए।
और सरकार पूरी तरह से प्रदेश के सभी बच्चों की उच्च कोटि की शिक्षा प्रदान करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। हमारी सरकार शुचिता के साथ सभी विभागों को रेगुलराइज कर रही है। यदि कहीं कोई किसी को दिक्कत है, वो कहे, हम बिल्कुल निष्पक्ष न्याय कराएंगे, ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है।
Asaduddin Owaisi's MIM termed the Waqf survey one-sided and branded it mini NRC aimed to harass Muslims.
इस तरह का एक टारगेटेड सर्वे करना ये बिल्कुल सरासर गलत है और हम इसकी मुखालिफत करते हैं। तो ये सिस्टमैटिक टारगेटिंग हो रहा है मुसलमानों का। नहीं, सुनिए, ये सिस्टमैटिक टारगेटिंग हो रहा है मुसलमानों का और यूपी सरकार ये काम कर रही है।
ये कहा जा रहा था छोटी एनआरसी, लेकिन अब आप तैयारी में है बड़ी एनआरसी की। सच्चाई ये है कि आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ मुसलमानों को परेशान कर रहे हैं।
Yogi government has alleged that the board violated Waqf Act and violated property registration norms, striking down a 1989 order transferring barren non-agricultural land used for shrine, qabristan and Eidgah to Waqf board. The Yogi government has vowed to correct what it calls an over 3-decade-old wrong, allowing Waqf to lay claim to vast amount of land, asking officials to submit report within a month. But the move has paved way for another high-voltage political confrontation. With Ashish Srivastav in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, now the Waqf board properties spanning across India has come under huge scandal. UP government, it appears, Yogi Adityanath now has taken the lead to survey Waqf properties in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So, post the madrasa survey, Waqf board properties now being surveyed has led to a huge political flashpoint as expected. I have with me, joining us, Atikur Rahman, who's an Islamic scholar, will give us an understanding on what Waqf board really means, what's the purpose of Waqf board, and how is it really the richest board, a trust in the country today. Charu Pragya also joining us, BJP spokesperson. Atikur Rahman, I'll start with you. Give us the relevance of the Waqf board today. As much as you cry foul, we also know at the same time that there's large-scale irregularities and scandals that have rocked the Waqf board, ranging from states all the way from the south, Karnataka, to the north, Uttar Pradesh.
Well, Nabila, the Waqf board and the entirely endowment under the Waqf Act by community, when
and the property, entirely belongs to the Almighty Allah.
Now, we seem to be having a problem with your audio. Atikur Rahman, if I can ask my producers to please fix that. I'm going to cut across to Charu Pragya for the moment. Charu, a quick word from you. The allegation by Muslim bodies, the Waqf board, even the AIMIM stepping in, saying that this is constant target against one community. You're trying to defame, marginalize and target one community. First the madrasa survey and now the Waqf board survey. Why only this? Why only the Waqf board? There are several other trusts belonging to other religions that also should be probed. Scams have rocked them as well.
So, Nabila, let me just give a little bit of context about what the Waqf board actually is. Starting from the very beginning, India is a secular country, and that means that all religions need to have equal access, equal rights, and the law has to be the same for everyone. There cannot be a Waqf board which is above the law of the land. What has in fact happened is that the Muslims who migrated to Pakistan at the time of partition and their properties that were left behind was put together, and it was said this will belong to the board now. That is the history of how the board was formed. But so many years afterwards, and let me also remind everyone that no other Islamic country in the world has a board like this. India not just has a board but also has an act to protect the rights of the board. And when the board will claim any property, they don't have to present any documents, any papers. Rather, the onus lies on the landowner to prove why the property does not belong to him. Today, if we are saying that let's take into account every single property which falls on the account of the board, what is wrong? The revenue department needs to be updated. As far as I am aware, after the 1960s, this updating was not done. The records were not updated. We also know about the very recent case in Tamil Nadu when the Waqf board just suddenly said that they own entire villages. How did they claim their rights?
Yeah, of course, that left us shocked as well. But Charu, you know, less to do with Pakistan, more to do with minority upliftment, which is why other Islamic countries may not have a Waqf board. The reason to why India has a Waqf board, because Muslims in India are considered a minority. Just like other minorities have their own trusts, that's how the Waqf board has been formed. But there are protocols, certainly strict protocols when it comes to selling and owning, or at least claiming ownership of land by the Waqf board, which we believe has been defied time and again, and that needs to come into check. So Yogi Adityanath carrying a survey on Waqf board properties, is this not legitimate? Atikur Rahman, please do come in.
Yeah, Nabila, am I audible, Nabila?
Yes, sir, please go on.
Am I audible, Nabila?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, Nabila, see, this is another shroud and a tool in the hands of the Sangh elements to demoralize the Muslim community. I will tell you why. First of all, under Article 26D, it is the right of the religious minorities and the religious temples and the Waqf boards, the dargahs and the mosques, to run their affairs. Under Article 26D, they can administer their own institutions, religious institutions, under which the Waqf Act is, and the very important aspect of this Waqf Act is, since 1800 to 2017, Nabila, more than two dozen times the Waqf Act has been gone under enactments, and all the enactments are empowering and increasing the empowerment of the government, not the religious trust. And yesterday, Nabila, when the case went to the Supreme Court, Justice Joseph reminded Ashwini Upadhyay that how can you say that the Waqf Act is discriminatory when the Hindu Temple Endowment Act is similar? No temple, no trust, no dargah under the religious affairs is having any government control, and if they are having any government control, it is for the time being if it is maladministered.
All right.
And after
your point taken, Atikur Rahman, your point taken, but would you agree
to return it?
Would you agree that there's been grave violations when it comes to Waqf board protocols itself of selling property, or basically you can't even sell? You have that many layers of protocols that need to be followed, but we know of Waqf board members selling away property which they don't even own. It's basically a trust. They've sold property to private players and taken kickbacks in huge sums. And this is a rampant scam that's happened in Karnataka all the way to Uttar Pradesh. So Waqf board cannot claim wholly here.
Two important points, Nabila. The Waqf chairman is appointed by the state government. The chief executive officers are appointed by the state government. The central and the state government at any point of time acquire the Waqf land. I will also agree that there is rampant corruption. They are neck deep
all Waqf boards are neck deep into corruption. But who appoints the chairman and the chief executive officer? That is the state and the central governments completely having power over the boards. Why to blame the community?
Charu, Atikur Rahman here very well agrees that Waqf board is neck deep in corruption. Yes, maybe a survey should be done. They should be checked and verified. If they're carrying out irregularities in the name of minority upliftment, then they should be cracked down and taken to task. But why only the Waqf board? You have trusts ranging, Atikur Rahman just listed out from several other communities. The Hindus, the Christians have their own trusts. Many of them have indulged in corruptions of similar nature. Selling off land to private properties, taking kickbacks. This is almost a standard modus operandi. Why not have the similar survey done even across those trusts?
So, first of all, Nabila, for any Hindu temple, essentially it belongs to the government. We actually have an act in place, the Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Act, which makes it impossible for the temples to actually control their own wealth. Why is it that in a country which is modern and secular like India, a minority which is no longer a minority, mind you, has access to all its money, all its properties, they can buy and sell as they please, under the guise of minority upliftment, actually scams are going on, and the majority religion of Hindus don't even have access to their own temples' wealth, which are created with donations from devotees only. There has been a lot of questioning about the arbitrary way in which suddenly this act can take any temple and bring it under the government's purview. The same is applied to educational institutions. I believe that if India has to progress the way we want it to progress, all religions need to be made equal. That means that whether it is the Waqf board or it is Hindu temples, either everything belongs to the government or nothing does. You leave it to the devotees to control. We cannot allow a Waqf board to actually claim villages in the state of Tamil Nadu and call it its own, and the onus lies on the poor villagers to prove that the land belongs to them. Actually, what kind of a reverse law is this? In our country, Waqf board is actually the largest urban landowner after the Indian Army and Indian Railways. How is that even possible? If you're saying that there is no underhandedness,
land permanently belonging to Allah, villages in Tamil Nadu that the Waqf board claims is part of the trust. How is that possible? How has Waqf board property expanded over the years? If you were given a certain amount of land, it was for minority upliftment, but somehow it's managed to expand over the years, and there's property coming out that we never even knew existed that belonged to the Waqf board. Go on.
Charu, with due regards, I would only appeal to you not to peddle any lies. Nabila, there is no discrimination as far as the Waqf boards are concerned and the Hindu endowment temples are concerned. Both enjoy equal powers. Charu, I didn't interrupt it. I am very humbly telling you not to peddle lies, because your lies was exposed yesterday in the Supreme Court, day before yesterday. Justice Joseph pointed out that the Waqf properties, the Waqf boards are having equal powers as the Hindu.
Nabila, I request you to intervene. You cannot compare the shackles of the Hindu Act to that of the Waqf Board Act. You cannot.
At the end of it, Waqf board
Nabila, as far she would argue the point.
Selective survey or selective checks by the UP government could certainly be a criticism that that Yogi Adityanath will have to firefight. But at the end of it, we've got to agree here, and that's the end point, that the Waqf board is neck deep in corruption. They've got to be investigated. A survey is necessary. It's mandatory almost. So for us to resist that is futile. But thank you very much, Atikur Rahman. Appreciate your time. Charu Pragya for joining us. Now cutting across to some more international news coming in. After Leicester, now communal strife is broken out between Hindus and Muslims that's erupted in Smethwick, United Kingdom. Large groups were seen outside the Hindu temple there chanting Islamist slogans, and now multiple arrests have also been made with that regard. Let's take a look at this report.
The communal strife in UK is spreading. What started as a small tiff over India-Pakistan Asia Cup match is now threatening to overrun the delicate communal fabric of the country. The fire in Leicester spread to Smethwick. In the latest provocation, a mob of alleged Islamists were caught on camera menacingly marching near a Hindu temple in the Smethwick area, raising Allahu Akbar chants. The 200-strong mob also raised other Islamist slogans. While cops tried to restore order, a bottle was reportedly thrown at the Durga Bhavan Hindu Center. Many locals saw it as an intimidation tactic.
We're on Nelson Road right now, stand off with the Hindu mobs, as you can see.
The incident comes in the wake of clashes between Hindu and Muslim groups in Leicester last weekend. That time, Islamic groups had burnt a saffron flag outside a Hindu temple. The incident led to dozens of arrests by UK police.
This is a statement of unity.
Joint appeals were made by Hindu and Muslim leaders for peace.
We, the family of Leicester, stand in front of you not only as Hindus and Muslims, but as brothers and sisters.
Are the incidents of communal strife irreparably damaging the British cultural fabric? With Lavina Tandon, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, coming up on the other side of a short break on 6 Prime, it's roaring R revolt against Gujarati film Chalo Shaw becomes, as the Gujarati film now becoming the official entry to the Oscars 2023. We're seeing fans of the film R now demanding that their movie be nominated. In fact, they're upset that they have been sidelined. Stay tuned on the other side.
Загалом, за минулу добу силам оборони вдалося витіснити ворога з понад 20 населених пунктів. Проводяться взяття їх під повний контроль та стабілізаційні заходи.
we tell you a story. And like every story, this one too has two sides. So far, familiar script, right? But wait, let's throw in a few surprises. And here are some insights that give you context. And the count